Hey everyone, welcome back. Good morning. Happy Chit-Chaturday. I hope your Saturday morning is already going fabulously. I am off to do some shopping with a friend today, so I thought I would have you join me in getting ready here to leave the house. I have chosen some products I haven't worn in a bit. And in fact, you guys remember this single shadow called Cosmopolite by Dior. I don't even know if they still make this, but this is one of those really beautiful kind of like bronzed eyelid look. So we're gonna do kind of like a little bit of a spring summer look. I also pulled out some of my favorite blushes. I have a neutral, like nudie, pinky nude lip that I want to do. So we're gonna do like a very opposite look at what I've been wearing a lot lately, which is bold colors. And I want to do something that's just a little bit more approachable. And you know, with the whole mask thing, it's really hard to wear a bold lip outside of the house or aside from, you know, making videos here in my home. And so we're going to do something that's easy to work with. And so let's do that. Let's get into this. I think I'm going, my face is really well moisturized, so I'm going to skip primer. I was going to use the Bobbi Brown face base. I use this when I have dry skin or in the winter time, but I'm finding now that it's warm outside and it's warming up, I really just don't need the extra moisture, so I'm gonna go straight in with my foundation. I'm gonna be extra today. I'm actually gonna mix two foundations. I'm gonna mix my NARS Sheer Glow with the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder. So I'm just gonna mix these two foundations. The NARS Sheer Glow in and of itself has a very natural finish. I find it gets pretty dewy for me because I do have I don't have oily skin, okay, but once it gets hot out and I'm like warm, my face just produces more moisture. So I like this foundation, but I have to set it with powder for sure. And then the Charlotte Tilbury gives a very skin-like glowy finish, which is gorgeous. And together, you can imagine how pretty this is going to be. Now together, I will definitely need to set my face. So how are you guys doing? I really wanted to make sure to get a get ready with me in this week, or at least some sort of video where we can just sit down and chat, kind of catch up with what I've been doing and tell you a little bit about my week. So when you apply this foundation with a dampened beauty blender, or this combination even, it really shears it out. And I'm kind of okay with that because, like I said, with the whole mask thing, it gets all over the mask and then it just kind of looks, I don't know, I'm going for a little bit more light to sheer coverage these days, and I'm really enjoying seeing my freckles peek through and not having so much of a cover. Let me just zoom you in a little bit. So you can definitely still see all of the freckling I have going on here. And I don't like to look at like a makeup face like when I'm outside. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Concealer. I have shade L6. They have a very large shade selection, because if this is shade 6, I feel like this is still pretty light. This concealer has really good coverage too, so I probably just honestly applied way too much. So we've had a gorgeous week here, and thank goodness, because the previous week we had a lot of storms and we had darn near a full week of rain, which is so uncharacteristic from what I've gathered of living here. We don't get a ton of rain. We get rain in the spring, hardly ever in the summertime, and it just rained for a week straight, which typically cool, great. I love that I don't have to turn my, water system on and all that, but not cool because we started building a deck, and we're on a time frame to get this deck done by, and so having an entire week of slop and wet and then having to dig in this soil was, let me just say, my husband and I were breathing so heavy, trying to move. Our soil here is rock, like it's legit rock, so much rock. They usually have to like blow up the, like literally blow up the situation in order to like build stuff. But no, it was so much work to try to lift really wet, heavy soil that's just been pounded for a week. Okay, I'm gonna set my face with the It Cosmetics, actually I need brushes or I'm not gonna be able to do anything. I'm just gonna bring my whole decorative tray of brushes over here just because it's easy to move. All right, those of you people who have animals, I go to pick up my brushes and I can just see piles of cat hair just sitting on top. All right, so I have this It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. That's what I'm going to set my face with here. So anyways, that's what my life has been consumed with right now, is working outside, digging in the ground. Well, actually, my husband's doing, most of the work, but I am the helper, and I am the runner. I go and run and get, things from Lowe's that we need. But I'm so excited because we had an 8x8 cement slab in the back, 8 foot by 8 foot. And I'll just let you know that basically holds 2 adults and that's it. It was very, very small, just a very small little area out back. And so it was not conducive for even our family to sit out there. We definitely weren't having dinner out there. 2 chairs and maybe a plant or a table. I tried to put as much stuff as I could on there, so we could at least use it to its fullest potential, but it just was not enough space. And so we decided that we're going to put on a little bit of an extension, and I'm not sure what the dimensions are, and you probably don't care, but basically it's going to be big enough for us to do a table and chairs and actually sit out there and have dinner, play games, have people over, and so it's going to be so much better than it was. All right, for bronzer today, I'm going to use this Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronze. My friend Sherilyn gave this to me, and it's a really nice, gentle bronzer. It's not a bronzer where it's real golden or yellow or anything. It's just a really gentle, buildable color. I cannot believe it, but we are already into May. School is almost out. My kids get out of school on, their last day is June 3rd. And I can't even believe how fast this school year has gone by. I'm like, you guys are getting way too big. You're growing up. Before we know it, they're going to be in middle school. I'm not ready. It's going by way too quickly. And Facebook keeps reminding me of all these cute little videos. Olaf. He says, Mommy, you're filming. It's my time to shine. So I know what blush I'm going to do today, so I'm going to do my face a little bit out of order. Let me grab a highlighter. I'm going to use this Dior Nude Skin Air Luminizer number 2. This is beautiful. Speaking of a highlighter good for lighter skin tones, this one has a nice pinky undertone to it. So for me, this works really well. This is a gorgeous highlighter. It gives you a really wet, whoa, gosh, ugh. I haven't put makeup on it a little bit. I'm forgetting. It gives your skin a really gorgeous wet look. Not like sweaty wet. Not like you're digging a deck, but glowy, I've been eating kale all week kind of thing, you know what I mean? I've not been eating kale all week. No, I have not. More like frozen pizza and ice cream and brownies. So this is my really good cheekbone. This is my good side, very structured, it's there. This side kind of falls flat. This is my saggy side. There's not as much definition. I have to look for the cheekbone. I know it's there. But isn't it interesting how maybe this is the case with you, but one side of my face, this is my good eyebrow, this is my good eye. This entire side of my face it's lower. The bone structure is just slightly off, and so it's that struggle of trying to figure out, well, okay, how can we make this work? So I like to do bronzer, then highlighter, and then blush on top, and it just kind of blends all 3 of those products together. And I'm gonna wear Rose Bronze today from Chanel. I love this color. This is the epitome of a bronzed rose, perfect color. Perfect year round, but really great if you want just a smidgen of color, but it has that slight bronze undertone to it. Oh, this still smells good too. This is an old blush. I bought this years ago. I don't even know when, probably 2015. That's a long time ago in the makeup world, right? It's interesting, but a lot of my really true favorite things are things that I bought when I first started getting into makeup that I was really drawn to, and not things I was influenced to buy, but things that I liked for me, I liked on me. It's you just know what looks good on you. And then of course there's influenced purchases that you try because, you start watching YouTube, or you buy things, I don't know if you did this, but I would buy things that I liked on other people, but it didn't look the same on me. And duh, I don't look like that person, or I don't have any of the same characteristics as that other person. Good golly, what am I doing here? This right brow, I used that New Brow serum, and I hadn't been using it for a few weeks. Oh gosh, maybe even a month. Time has escaped me. I haven't been like, I've not really been on my routine of anything. And I started using it again, and by golly, this one just came in. Okay, so this, like I said, I want to use this shadow all over my lid. But before we do that, I do need to do a little bit of a crease shade. So I have this little Z palette here that I made for traveling of some of my favorite shades, and they're all neutral colors, mostly matte, a little bit of shimmers, but they're mostly Makeup Geek, MAC, and then a couple old Stila shadows that I had depotted a long time ago. I'm gonna take MAC Wedge and put that in my crease. This is a Sigma, I have no idea, just a fluffy little brush here. You know, that is something you don't really see anymore, is makeup tutorials. And I think for those people that are just joining YouTube, you know, and getting into the makeup, that would probably be something they're searching for. But for those of us OG people that have been, you know, consumed so much makeup, I don't know if you feel like me, but I'm just not interested in watching that kind of content at all. I like Get Ready With Me's and if they're doing makeup and stuff, but I definitely don't sit down and watch tutorials at all anymore. I really like to watch you know, people just talking about things. And if they're putting makeup on, that's fine. But I really don't watch a lot of makeup things at all anymore. I guess if you're new to my channel and you're trying to figure out, well, what kind of content does she make? It seems to be all over the place. Well, quite honestly, it is right now. I started out doing primarily, well, actually, I've in the very, very beginning, started out doing what I'm doing now. So I've kind of come full circle. In the very beginning, keep in mind, I had 2 very young children. Toddlers. How old would they have been? It was 2014, so Chloe would have been, she might not have even been 4 yet, and Isaac was 2. So I had little kids, and I would try to film during their nap time. And so I would make videos on house stuff, things I was liking, things I was enjoying, and then I started getting into makeup because that was what I was watching, and it was new to me, and it was exciting. And I had a lot of fun with it, and then I ran with that, and then that kind of spiraled into like beauty, so not just like makeup, but like skincare and fashion and handbags and stuff like that. And I have always enjoyed all of those things, but at the time that was something I could manage. You know, I wasn't decorating my house at that point in time. If anything, I had undecorated my house to the point where it was just very simple, only what needed to be there because I had kids that were into everything. I love decorating. I've always liked decorating. I used to want to go to school to be a designer, but I didn't feasibly know how to make that work, or I just didn't know how to make that work, and so that was something I never pursued. So now that's kind of what you're seeing a lot of now is like decorating videos because I can do it. My kids aren't little anymore. That season of life has come and gone, and I really enjoy it. I've always loved decorating my home. It's just an area I never really brought to my channel before, but I also didn't have the equipment to film it either. So the progression of my channel it's interesting. It's definitely been a journey. You know, it's like you have to gather all the equipment to have a channel, and it costs money to buy all this equipment. It's very expensive. And I know, you know, of some people that had channels, and we've voiced the same thoughts here. It's like, well, you know, can't keep up with the Joneses, and you know, my job is in the home. I am a stay-at-home mom, and so, you know, this is a hobby. This is not a money-making situation for me personally. Maybe for others it is, but for me, this is definitely a hobby. And so, I've kind of ebbed and flowed with what kind of content it is I enjoy making. And at this point, I'm loving making decorating content. I'm not sure if it's translating as well for all of my subscribers, all of my viewers that have been with me a long time, but at the same time, I have to do what I'm really passionate about and what I'm really enjoying. And, you know, people's channels have evolved and changed over the years too that I used to watch, and some have stayed the same. But if that was their true passion in the beginning, it still would be now, right? So it's not that I didn't have, I wouldn't say I ever had a passion for makeup. I've enjoyed putting makeup on my face. I enjoy playing in it. It is a creative outlet. It's fun. But I could no longer keep up with the latest and greatest a few years ago. Like, I just couldn't. And makeup is not something that ages well. I mean, you have to eventually throw it out. It gets icky. I wasn't on PR lists getting things, and so I was just getting swallowed up. And I know you guys have probably heard this from other creators. So for me, I couldn't keep up. I couldn't keep buying the newest thing and making videos because people want to see reviews on the new things. That's unfortunately just the way it is. People want to see new, and I'm a product of that too. Like, I want to see what's new too, and I'll watch a new video. But not so many people want to watch, hey, she's been using that makeup for 4 years, and every Get Ready With Me, she's using the same foundation and the same concealer. Like, that doesn't always resonate with everyone, right? So between not being able to keep up with always buying things, I personally didn't even want to keep buying things. Like, I don't only have so much storage, and it just felt wasteful and yucky, and I didn't like having to throw things out that I spent money on, and I got exhausted from it. I got burnt out, and I've really decluttered my collection now to what I truly love, use, and enjoy. And I don't care if it's the same things in every Get Ready With Me, because for me, I'm doing this because I love to just hang out and chat with you guys. And we just happen to be putting makeup on. Like, this is something we can do, something for you to watch as you're sitting here. Because I think if I was just sitting here not doing something, this might not be as interesting. Okay, we're gonna go, I need to do a little something deeper in my crease. So I'm gonna go in with MAC's Espresso. So that's a little bit of a reason, some of the reasons why I don't do just makeup content anymore. And quite frankly, I was just bored of it, and I can't pretend to be having so much fun, and I didn't want to buy something just for the sake of my channel. I've been there, done that. I've done everything. I could make a whole video about all the mistakes I've made here on my channel, what I've learned, that sort of thing. But whatever, here's where I'm at now, and I still want to do these types of videos where we talk about life and stuff while putting makeup on. But I'm just gonna sit and tell you right now, I'm not going to continue to do makeup reviews and stuff like that. To everything there is a season. There's seasons of things you really enjoy doing, and things do need to come to an end. Not everything can continue forever the way that it once was, right? And so we have to adapt to that, and I'm thankful for those of you who are still here watching me, that have joined me years ago. But even viewers, like the channels I used to watch, I don't watch anymore because it just not resonating with me, or I just, things happen, things change, and that's totally okay. I kind of also don't want to put my channel in just one box, because I'm not a one box kind of girl anyways. I don't have just one thing that I like. I truly love a very large variety of things. I enjoy doing a large variety of things. I enjoy watching a large variety of things. I like any and all food, and it's like I'm kind of a variety person. So for me to only create one type of content and make a channel around just one type of content, I could never choose. I mean, I could never choose a career either. My husband often asks me, well, what would you go to school for? What would you want to get a job in? And I don't know, because I like so many different things, but I also get bored with things kind of quickly. So I like to try a variety of things. Like, I have a sewing machine, right? I used to do some sewing. I have yarn. I used to do knitting. I have stamps for scrapbooking. I do the makeup thing. I like to decorate my house. I like to bake. Camera shut off. I like to do a variety of things. And so for me, just sticking to filming one kind of content, which I did for a while, the beauty thing, I got burnt out on because it was too much of a focus on one sole thing. And my focus in life isn't just, one little thing. I like to do lots of different things. And so to put myself in that box, I just long term don't think that that's going to work for me. I'm actually going to take this little brush here and smudge out my lower lash line with this dark brown color because it's a really nice liner shade. Probably to be successful on YouTube, you need to kind of have one focus, and I understand that. I do. And that might be my downfall. But at the same time, for me to really enjoy this, and to come across as authentic and passionate and excited about things, I have to keep my options open. I have to keep the doors open to, more than one type of thing. Like, I like to talk about wine here. For a bit, I did a little bit of food, like sharing recipes and stuff, but I don't think you guys like that too much. So that didn't work. You know, and some things you try and they just don't work out, and that's fine. Some types of content are better reserved for like Instagram, you know, like posting a picture about it and sharing a link or a story, whereas other things translate better through a video version. You know, and I've tried different things to see what works and what doesn't. And some things don't really work, but I keep doing them. And other things didn't work at all, and I definitely didn't waste my energy. But I think as long as I'm having fun, that's what matters. It's not about how many people are watching it or, you know, how many subscribers you have. It's really about, are you enjoying yourself, Chelsea? You know, and are your subscribers enjoying what you're doing? Then I'm good. Gosh, this is a great eyeliner shade. I like a good, cool toned brown eyeliner. Now I say that, and I also have to be honest and quite frank and tell you that, you know, when I don't get a lot of views on a video I've worked extremely, extremely hard on, it is disappointing. I'll be the first one to admit that I've been, you know, a little bit disappointed in how things have panned out. I've done, you know, everything I can. I've researched everything I can to, you know, do what I am able to do to make good content, you know, that's pleasing to the eye to watch, you know, edit it nicely, you know, put in the personality and put in the actual video. And, you know, it's like you can't make people watch it. You know, they have to want to. All right, I'm going to go in with this shade now. This is a gorgeous shade. It's Dior Cosmopolite number 658. And I'm going to put this on my lid. I mean, we all want to see the fruits of our labor. And so when you don't see the fruit in the form of, you know, subscribers or even hitting 1,000 views, like I used to hit 1,000 views on every single video, and now I don't anymore. And I couldn't tell you why. Because honestly, some of my most viewed videos, you know, 4 or 5 years ago were this. Like, I could consistently put out a Get Ready With Me chit chat, and you guys loved it, and everybody watched it, and it was like one of my most viewed videos every week consistently. And now that's not the case, and I don't know why. You know, but I understand people's tastes change. I mean, I'm sitting here telling you mine have, so of course I have to assume other people's have. And that's natural, that's part of life, that's normal. But also, there is truth to the fact that, you know, YouTube is much more saturated than it used to be. They have changed, you know, like the algorithm. We always talk about the algorithm. I mean, if you really want to truly help out my channel, hitting the like button, sharing the video, commenting on the video, all of that actually helps. And that's something I can't make you do and I can't do for you. You have to choose to do that. And of course, subscribing helps too, because it tells this system that, hey, we like this, so promote this video. If there's no action on the video, no views, no clicks, no any of that stuff, then YouTube just assumes nobody liked it and don't promote it, kind of thing. It goes into that giant pit, the black pit of videos never to be seen again. I'm just going to take this matte cream shade. What is this? Blanc type. I'm going to take Max Blanc type. It's a matte cream, and just kind of throw that in my inner corner here. Okay, now I'm going to take some black eyeliner and line my upper waterline and my lower waterline. I think a lot of the way that I feel kind of also stems from the fact that, you know, we're a military family, and we've had a lot of, you know, we've had to learn to go with the flow. I mean, they tell you, you know, here's how things are going to go, and you don't get a choice in it. We've had a lot of disappointments in this spring. We've had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of changes, things just out of our control happening. And so it's kind of taught me that, you know what, you just kind of have to go with the flow. And in regards to my channel, I feel like I just have to go with the flow. And things don't always pan out the way that I want them to, but that doesn't always mean that it's not working out. This is not working out. These kitties. Hey, Olaf, So just because things aren't working out the way that I want them specifically to work out, doesn't mean it's not working out. Maybe just not how I had originally planned, but sometimes when things don't go the way we planned, they end up working out better. You know, our plan isn't always the right way or the best way. This is the Maybelline Mascara Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect. This is a fantastic mascara. so much curl and length. I absolutely love it. For my lash type, this is great, and the best part is it's drugstore. I've said this before, but perhaps I tell myself this, maybe my purpose in having this channel isn't to have the most subscribers or a lot of views, but maybe it's more of a, like, not smaller, but a different purpose in just connecting with people. Maybe, you know, I've made so many friends through this that I would have never otherwise made. And does that not matter more than the numbers? Absolutely. Sometimes we need to be encouraged, and other times we need to be the encourager. And so I've kind of found on this journey that perhaps my reason for being here is different from, you know, all the other 99, you know? And sometimes it's hard. It's hard to sometimes be the bridge, but somebody needs to be, you know? I think about like performers on stage. You know, there's the center spotlight person, and then there's the band, and then there's the backup singers. And sometimes you hear those backup singers and you're like, man, they can sing so well. But they're there to encourage and amplify and make the person on the center of the stage, the star, they're there to make them sound better. And that's a humble position to take, you know, and you've heard stories, and I've seen people, you know, that were background singers and they wanted to be where, you know, the person they were singing backup for, they want to be in their shoes. But their position as a backup singer was just as important, if not at times more important, to make the person in the center look and sound great, right? Whew, don't stab yourself in the eye with the mascara wand. Not a good idea. Makes me think of like careers where you might, you know, like if you're having surgery, you know, if you're the person handing the doctor the tools, you're crucial. He needs you, right? And so that's what I think about when I think about my journey here on YouTube is, you know, perhaps I'm not going to be the top as far as a number is concerned, but perhaps what I am doing is even more valuable than that. All right, and for my lip combination today, we are going to do a MAC Whirl lip liner. This is a very nice, what would I describe this color as? It's a nice lip tone. It's a little bit darker than my natural lip color. Okay, I'm playing around. I never overdraw my lips, but I did a little bit on that side. And then I'm gonna go in with Dior's, let's see, number 316 Incognito from their Attic line, which I don't know if they still make this or not. I like this, but do you know how bad I'm dying to put on a bold color? I'm just so used to doing bold colors, especially when I do like neutral eyes. You guys, this mascara, do you see my lashes? Like, I don't have long, luscious lashes naturally. This mascara is great. Okay, this is Sophia by Buxom. All right, this is a nice summery bronze look. I like the neutral lip. It's not gonna matter. I'm gonna be wearing a mask all day. No one's gonna see this. It's just something that doesn't, you know, get the bright red or bright orange or something all over my face, even though I really think this look would benefit from a bright color. We're skipping that today. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you have nothing short of a fabulous day, and we'll chat again very soon. Bye, guys.